take? Have you got a hot take? I've got a hot take. Whoo! You feeling that hot take? Whoo! Hot take, a new segment of ours. It's a hot take. It's where we've got a subject that we're going to discuss, and we've really not done the sufficient research into it, but we have a strong opinion about it, and we're going to give it to you as our hot take. So Martin, do you want me to start, or do you want to give your
I'll start. It's so hot.
First?
I need to get it off me right now. I'm burning all over. I'm burning all
Get
over.
it off you. Get it off
So
you. Go
in
for
saying that, I get emails fairly frequently from people looking for me to do them a favor, i.e. free work. And we all know how much I hate free fucking work. Exposure bucks aren't a thing. Exposure isn't going to pay rent. Exposure isn't going to pay bills. It's just fucking dog shit, isn't it? There are times where you should do it, or times where you might feel like it's worth doing, and that's fine. Anyway, so long story short, I was on a commercial, and there was an actor who got in touch with the director and wanted to do a bit more work behind the scenes, behind the camera as opposed to in front of the camera. And so the director said, oh yeah, well, we've got a shoot coming up. Can't, it's low budget, but if you want, you can come along and you can shadow, you can, help if you want.
That was kind.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's fine. So 2 or 3 days later, I get this email.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's not the first, it won't be the last, but it's a great example of how to not piss off a creative.
Or how to piss off a creative.
We're going to tear it down, and we're going to work out how people can learn from this. It's not about taking the piss, it's not about ripping the guy, because it happens. I've probably sent out emails like this in the past.
It's just a mistake, and we've all made mistakes in communication, right? This is a mistake of communication. I can't wait to hear it.
All right,
Crack on.
Watch my mic here. So, the email reads, Hi Martin, hope you're doing well. I really appreciated the advice you gave me regarding my film. I took that back to my team and we're currently implementing it. After a production meeting, we decided we'd have to upscale our crew a bit. We're needing to add a CO, which is a camera operator, / AC, which is an assistant camera operator, to the team. After seeing how professional you were on set the other day, I immediately suggested you, and the team told me to go ahead and ask. So, would you like to come on board and be the CO / AC? I should come out and say this isn't a paid job, unfortunately, but we will be applying for festivals in 2021 and 2022, hoping for some money back from those. Brackets, touch wood. As of now, the film is self-funded between myself and the writer, name blanked. That's why we're having to use such a small crew and have a very quick shooting period of just 8 days. You obviously have more experience between myself and writer blanked combined on a film set.
That's all right.
We're both used to being in front of camera, but 2020 has made us both reflect on our careers and shown us that we are in charge of what we do with our time and what we make. I'd love to talk more with you about the project, the crew, and who we've got acting in this. All the best, and I look forward from hearing from you. I think the most important thing before I start fucking tearing this thing apart is this email lacks a lot of clarity. And when we're talking about selling your creativity, we've talked about communication, and that is a huge part of that. And this email lacks clarity, which is what I'm going to deep dive into shortly. This guy was on a shoot with me. He saw the large amount of equipment I have, and despite my impeccable professionalism and the fact that I have double the experience than him and the writer combined, he still thinks it's okay to ask me to work for free for 8 fucking days. Also, in a field that I don't fucking work in. A CO, camera operator, and an AC, assistant camera operator, 2 completely fucking different roles.
Well, in big productions though, right? Like you can...
It depends. On a short film, it's kind of different, but yeah.
It's a bit like saying we're looking for a director and a director of photography. And it's like, sometimes that happens, but they are still 2 jobs.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, so what you're saying is you want me to handle fucking all of that. Like,
But he didn't say DP, so it's kind of it's all in clarity. There's no clarity. There's no
Yeah,
clarity
so you're not even DP,
Yeah.
so you can assume that there's a DP that you're just being camera monkey for.
Exactly. So
Zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. Perfect.
if you want someone to do you a favor as big as this, and I'm not saying people will do this.
8 days.
8 days.
8 days.
We'll get to that.
8 days. That's a holiday. Like, that's a big holiday.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
I
Like,
know.
I'm going away for 8 days. Oh, amazing. That's such a good length of time.
It's wild. If you want someone to do you a favor, right? When you send an email like this, you need to sell it to them, right? What am I getting for this? There's not anything in that email
Totally.
that is selling anything to me. It's, we thought you were professional on set, and we want you to do this for 8 days for free. What the fuck do I get out of it? You get a short film out of it. A pretty nicely shot short film if I'm a DP. But what the fuck do I get out of this? I'll not get 8 days of my life back, that's for sure. When you're selling something like this, you got to get them excited. He didn't even give me a log line. He didn't explain what the short was about, even in a couple of sentences. So like, so you're expecting me to read this and then go, wow, I really need to contact this guy and find out more. Like, do you know what I mean?
What an opportunity.
Yeah.
What an opportunity.
Yeah. So it's almost like it's almost going back to pitching. So if you're a creative looking to sell your or pitch your creativity, this ain't the way to go about it. You can go and you can nitpick with all these things. You can nitpick about lack of clarity in roles. There's no dates. There's 8 days. 8 days for a short film, by the way, is a long time. I've budgeted 5 to 10k short films, and we've done them with lots of locations, lots of professional actors and crew, lots of vehicles, lots of set changes, and we've shot them under 5 days. 8 days screams to me that this is an unprepared shoot, and I'm not willing to commit to that because chances are it's all going to run over. You're going to be doing more than 8 days if they're scheduling 8 days for a short film, which is like, what, 10 to 15 minutes?
It smacks of inexperience. And he's an actor. So you can kind of assume that there is inexperience from a production perspective there, which doesn't bode well for any production in terms of inexperience, because it's inevitably going to be a shit fight. As you rightly said, there's no benefit to you in that entire email, except for the slight promise of money being made at festivals. But out with that, it doesn't even clarify what you would potentially get, even if there was any, and that's only if there's a competition that involves money. What I would say off the back of that is what they needed to do was firstly send you a script. That would have been a solid move. The second thing would be to say, here is what you will get from this experience, and then list out, and I would put that top of the fold, like a newspaper.
Yeah.
Put it top of the fold, right at the top. Here's the benefit to you. You will dush. And, you know, if there's not much to give, then that script that you attached needs to fucking sell it. But out with that, there's no offer of compensation, right? So let's talk compensation where you don't have any money and you're asking someone of even lesser experience or greater experience to help you out on something. What are you compensating them with? You know, could you compensate them with, listen, if you ever need an actor in the future, I'll give you 8 days of my time. You know what? Because I'm generous, I'll give you 12 days
Jeez, you
of
should have
my
put that
time
at the top of the email.
as an actor. Do you know what I mean? Like, so the last thing that I would probably say is that it's posed like an opportunity for you, whereas really they're asking for you to do them a favor. And therefore, if you ask for a favor, what's the first thing you do? You say, listen, if there's anything that I can do for you, or the last thing that you say, if there's anything that I can do for you in return, let me know.
It's very strangely framed. There's a line there that says, like, we noticed how professional you were on set. As in, like, I was DP on the set that he was shadowing. So, like, I was running the show, more or less. And they were
Like, it's ballsy. It's a ballsy email, isn't it?
It's either ballsy or, like, blissfully ignorant. But anyway, it's a good example of what not to do. And I'm not, I'm not naming names or anything like that. But there's a lot to learn from this.
Are you going to reply and kind of point out some of these points to help him along? Like, that would be a solid move.
I received this email in December, and I was so busy with a lot of other projects that I just did not...
Oh, he's not followed up?
Oh, no, he's not followed up, no. No.
You know what? That just shows that he's probably sent that email to fucking 14 people. Martin, if I really wanted you to work on, even if I was poor at communication, was blissfully ignorant of the realities of production, I would have followed up and I would have said, hey, listen, I haven't heard from you, but I really enjoyed like spending that time with you, and I think I could,
Yeah, because it shows interest, and I would have appreciated that.
It's a long email for a fucking roll of the dice, is all I can say.
Yeah. And my final point, which is slightly less related, but more geared towards filmmakers, if there's any aspiring filmmakers there. You don't create short films to win money at festivals, right? There's very few festivals that you will make money from, alright? Short films are an opportunity for you to showcase your talent in storytelling, to showcase your craft if you are in the crew. That's what they're for. You pay to put them into film festivals, reputable film festivals, and if you win, you don't win money, you win recognition, if that. This guy's saying, oh yeah, like it's not paid, but we're applying to festivals and hopefully we'll get some money back. Mate, if you apply to 10 festivals and you win like 100 quid from one, you're still not going to make your money back on just the festival submissions alone. So don't go out making short films to make money. Your film's going to be shit because you're not in it for the right reasons, and you're not going to make money. Simple as that.
But this whole episode is about making money. So how do you make money from short films?
You can create short films for brands. You can pitch short form stories for brands and use it as commercial advertising. Making a short film with your mates in the park, you're probably not going to make much money on that unless the footage itself, and this is another conversation, is sellable. I made a short film on my iPhone when I was 19, but didn't really have much of a clue what I was doing, and there was a scene in that was ripped from Casey Neistat. I don't know if you've seen the jogging thing from years and 8 years ago, and it cuts between him in different locations.
Round the world one.
So I did that, and I sold 10 seconds of iPhone footage for $3,000 to a random stock searching agency when I was 18, 19, so this fucking blew my mind. And that's the only time I've ever made money from short films, just shooting high quality shit. Arguably that's not high quality, but it was what they were needing at the time for a life insurance advert or whatever. But if you commit to high quality work, if you practice your craft and demonstrate your craft on the shittiest short films, you never know. If you own the rights to that, you can make some money on the side. But other than that, make short films to demonstrate your craft, have fun doing it, tell some great stories.
And use Martin's example of what not to send when you're asking for help to produce your creative works. If you'd like some direct help with producing your creative works or how to approach clients, customers, or other creatives, you can always email us at hello@cut-2.com, and we will do our best to provide you some help and advice. Why would we do that? Because you've contacted us directly. And if you've got something to show us some love in return, share some of our content. Share some love. We'll share some of our knowledge directly with you and help you along the way. And if you're asking too much, we will fucking tell you directly.
And very final brief point, if you are this person, send me another email at some point. You don't have to, but I have nothing against you. I have nothing, absolutely nothing. It's all, every day's a school day, right? So if you see this and you watch this video and you learn something, send me a fucking email and I will reply. When people send emails like this, you just don't have the time to explain all this shit until you have a glass of gin or a beer and you can kind of vent it as well as make it valuable content. So drop me a line anytime. I'd be happy to help out in some capacity. Not 8 days, not for free, but some capacity.